Hello and welcome back to Tima podcast. I do apologize for the delayed episode. I was catching up with some stuff like the US election, the Premier League action, the Champions League, Formula One, studying, so didn't really have some time to put up a proper quality episode. But here I am, and to kind of compensate for the delay, I actually have two episodes. So this episode will be focusing on Liverpool to make it kind of just focus on Liverpool. And then I'll have another episode coming shortly after. I'm recording both in one day about Arsenal and Man City. Because why put everything into one episode? Why make it very long in one episode when we can split it? And of course, there will be highlights available in the description for Podbean and other podcasting platforms. And there will be a YouTube highlight option where you can jump right to the section you want. So you don't have to listen to the entire thing. You don't have to listen to 20 minutes worth of me talking if you can't. You can skip to the section you want to hear and hear the most interesting parts which you think are the most interesting to you. I think it's all very interesting, but that's up to you to decide. So let's get started. What can I say? I would probably say that watching that Leverkusen performance that day was the best day to be a Liverpool fan. I think this is a Liverpool fan's dream. I've been waiting a long time for this. I've begun to properly follow Liverpool at around 2021, and since then I've not experienced the joy that I have now as a Liverpool fan, because we are top of two leagues. We're top of the Champions League with 12 points, the only team to have 4-4 wins. We've only conceded one goal with a +9 goal difference. We're top of the Premier League with 25 points, two clear of Man City with a 13 goal difference. We've got the best defence in the league with only 6 goals conceded. The next best team defensively is Nottingham Forest with 7. So, and also, by the way, plus, we're in the quarter-final of the League Cup and we're facing Southampton away, which is almost a guaranteed win given how badly they've been doing. So I would strongly expect us to be in the semi-final. And looking at the fact City are knocked out, I'll put us as favourites for the League Cup, especially given our history of winning the competition. For instance, last year, Chelsea have also been knocked out. So, what can I say? Brilliant, excited, thrilled. We're top of two leagues. We're on for a treble. Now, I don't want to now start saying we're going to win a treble. I don't want to be that unrealistic fan who starts calling it. And I think some Liverpool fans were guilty of doing this last season and other seasons, trying to say that we're going to win the treble, the quadruple, when realistically, you kind of have to wait towards the end of the season to make these kind of assertions. But what we certainly can say is Liverpool have been fantastic. It is no longer a question of Arne Slot's managerial ability. The doubters have been proven wrong. You cannot doubt Liverpool. We're 16 games in, 14 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat, 8 clean sheets. And we are the best team in Europe. Stop doubting us. Stop trying to say we haven't faced big tests. Stop trying to come up with these nonsensical arguments that actually Liverpool are not that good. I've heard all sorts of nonsense from rival fans, from other pundits and experts saying that, trying to belittle our achievement, trying to make it seem like actually we should be top of the Premier League, although we don't have the best squad. Look at this, right? We have faced big tests. I don't want to hear this nonsense argument that we haven't faced big tests, because when we started the season and we were playing Brentford, Ipswich, people were saying, they're not proper teams, you only play teams in the bottom 14. Hang on a second. United away, AC Milan away, Chelsea home, Arsenal away, Brighton home and away, Leverkusen home, Leipzig away. We've won all those games, except for one draw against Arsenal away. Right, would you have predicted this? If I were to tell you that Liverpool had all these fixtures, all very challenging fixtures, what do you think we will get? We've won them all, except for one draw. So I'm very confident going into the Aston Villa game. I'm very confident going into the Man City and Real Madrid games. I'm not saying we're going to win all those. I'm not saying we're going to get 7 wins in a row now. But what I'm saying is you cannot ignore Liverpool anymore. You can't say we're not in the title race. You can't say that Arne Slot hasn't done something sensational, because he has. He has done something incredible. To walk into that door, to walk into the Liverpool job and do what he's done. Klopp turned us from doubters to believers. And I think Arne Slot's done the same, because we were all thinking, Jurgen Klopp, one of the greatest Liverpool managers, what can Arne Slot do? Surely if Klopp couldn't win the league in his last season, surely if that crop of players couldn't bring Klopp to a league title or a Europa League, what would Slot do? Even though we didn't buy any players realistically, apart from Chiesa and Mamadashvili, who is coming in next season. We actually sold some players. But no, Arne Slot has been brilliant. He has transformed players that Klopp could not. He has turned Ryan Gravenberch into the most informed defensive midfielder in the world. He has turned Luis Diaz into nothing short of a sensation. Our defensive backline is the best I've ever seen. Trent Alexander-Arnold is defending excellent. Kanate is in the form of his life. Van Dijk is the best centre-back in the world. We are barely conceding any goals. Our midfield is watertight and strong. What was our downfall in the 2022-23 campaign? What was a vulnerability last season? It is now our strength. Our midfield is bulletproof. I just pray that Ryan Gravenberch does not get any injuries, because right now our midfield is literally bulletproof in the literal sense of it. It is. I don't see anything that could go wrong with it in terms of the actual football concern, because you've got the defensive ability with Ryan Gravenberch, you've got the creativity and passing with Alexis McAllister, you've got the pressing and energy with the likes of Dominic Szoboszlai and also Curtis Jones. We've equally got Harvey Elliott, who is insanely talented. Please don't disregard Harvey Elliott, because he's very talented. He's injured. He's coming back soon after the international break, alongside with Alisson and hopefully Jota. So we will see more of these guys. And let's talk about some underrated Liverpool attackers, right? Because we have heard a lot of talk about Lamine Yamal, Bukayo Saka, and Luis Diaz and Mo Salah have simply not been talked about enough. Let's just talk some facts, alright? I don't like to just bring in stats for no reason, but hear me out. Luis Diaz this season, 9 goals, 2 assists, hat-trick against Leverkusen, who are presumed to have an excellent defense, who literally lost 2 games in more than 60 games of football before. Mo Salah, 9 goals, 9 assists. Let's compare. Bukayo Saka, 4 goals, 7 assists, and he's meant to be the star boy of the Premier League. Lamine Yamal, 6 goals, 8 assists, and he's meant to be the best player in the world. I'm not saying Luis Diaz is better than Lamine Yamal. I'm not making a case that Lamine Yamal is not a sensational, world-class, generational talent. He is. But I want to point out, please give our attackers the respect they deserve. Why is it that for some reason Mo Salah doesn't get the respect he deserves? He gets 18 goals and assists in 16 games, and some ridiculous people are talking if he should stay. Of course he should. He's the best right wing in the world, and that makes me even more infuriated that we have not given him a contract extension. Because this man is brilliant. He has transformed his game to become more of a playmaker. His passing is now on a top-class elite level. He is getting assists that I would usually see from Kevin De Bruyne. And here we go, Mo Salah has now brought that into his game. You see that goal against Brighton? The way he cuts on the inside and smashed it into the far corner? That is brilliance. You cannot deny how sensational a goal that was. And by the way, respect to Cody Gakpo, he's been scoring some fantastic goals as well, carrying us in that League Cup, so don't underestimate Gakpo. And of course, all the other players as well. But just focusing on these Luis Diaz and Mo Salah, 2 attackers who are currently one of the most informed attackers in the world, yet for some reason nobody wants to talk about them. There seems to be some kind of media bias against us. For some reason when Saka does something, everybody's talking about Saka, Saka this, Saka that. When Lamine Yamal does something, best player in the world, this and that. Rafinha, best player in the world. Vinicius Jr., best player in the world. Mo Salah, nah, he's finished, he's washed, he's done, he's not good enough. He's not good enough, yet he continues to perform. He's 32 and he's still the best right wing in the world. And every single year people say he's done, and then he comes back and proves them wrong. So that out the way, absolute nonsense. Please respect our players, we have been phenomenal. And Arne Slot's achievement cannot be understated. To be able to transform that team, to be able to take those players and make them even better is genuinely incredible. Let's take nothing away from the managerial ability of Arne Slot. The way how he transformed that team in those halftime team talks, right? When we were playing Bayer Leverkusen, it was 0-0 at halftime. It was a close game. Both teams were playing good football. but Leverkusen's defense was holding on. We make some kind of adjustments during halftime. We come out and we absolutely obliterate them. We shred their defense to pieces. Those runs from inside, passing out between the lines, we simply obliterated them. And Leverkusen, a team who were never losing, got absolutely battered. Just really kind of shows you the whole... It's a very interesting situation how Xabi Alonso, the guy who snubbed us, got battered 4-0 Anfield by the guy who is now coming instead of him. Right, the second option to Xabi Alonso has obliterated Xabi Alonso 4-0. I mean, what a result. And even if Leverkusen are not really in form, we finished them off completely. We have absolutely battered them. And I mean, they've not been battered like this in a long, long time. Even that Europa League final wasn't as bad because here they got nullified completely. They did get a couple chances, and fair play to Quahim Kelleher for those saves, but nonetheless, it was an absolute destruction. And in terms of my kind of prediction in the beginning of the season, I did say Liverpool second. I hope I'm wrong and we win the Premier League. Hope we win the treble quadruple. Of course, that's my hope, that's my dream. You know, that's what I look forward to. But my expectation realistically is still at least one trophy, right? I always said it, top 3 and a trophy. And of course, it would be kind of annoying if it was just the League Cup now. But I think that at this point, everything's possible, given how strong we have been and how weakened our rivals are. I will get to City and Arsenal in those next episodes, but spoiler alert, they're not as good anymore. As in, Man City have dropped off a lot. Clearly, without Rodri the machine doesn't work, right? The machine is missing a key piece. Arsenal are just missing some kind of world-class talent, leadership ability, haven't got the winning mentality, and they've been dropping off. Arsenal are probably out the title race. City are 2 points behind and they're crumbly. And if you think the 1-1-5, Pep leaving, this could do all sorts of nonsense to their team and further destabilize them. Not to talk about their injury crisis, which could potentially get worse, and then they have no one left at all. Whereas with Liverpool, clearly so far the fitness has been good, the managing has been good, the players have been good, everything has been fantastic. So therefore I think we certainly are in a title race. I can't believe a while back Gary Neville was saying that we're not in a title race. I don't understand this blatant refusal to accept that Liverpool are in a title race. Yes, we are. We were in a title race last season. We're in one now. We're stronger than last season, and I hope to build upon last season and get even better. So I'm not going to make any predictions on us winning the league or not. I think it's very early to say, and I do want to be more of a rational, well-minded fan. I think sometimes we are all guilty of getting overly excited and saying treble quadruple, and then rival fans will banter us. We've got to stay realistic. We've got to analyze things for what they are. I still call our situation kind of fragile. I think not having a backup to Ryan Gravenberch is concerning because if he gets injured, we haven't got a natural replacement for him. Our midfield is a bit thin, and with all these fixtures and the congested fixture list, rotating that midfield is proving to be a challenge, although equally Man City haven't got the best scenario either because they haven't got Rodri anymore, so they're having to rely on Kovacic, and he's not really that brilliant anymore either. In a sense, he's nowhere near the level of Ballon d'Or winner Rodri. And of course, you can check out my Ballon d'Or video which I made before where I defended Rodri. Liverpool fan defending a City player. Of course, I think it's important to stand up for the truth and be honest, and that's what I'm being honest. Rodri deserved the Ballon d'Or. So without Rodri, Man City are weakened. Arsenal have got kind of inherent instabilities and weaknesses, lack of winning mentality. So therefore, I think that saying Liverpool could win the league is not unreasonable. I think saying Liverpool will win the league is... I don't think... Are we favourites? I'd say probably not yet because City won 6 and 7. You can't be going against a team who's won 6 and 7 and then say, yeah, definitely we're favourites. The favourites will always be the ones who won 6 and 7 because they won 6 and 7 and they've won 4 in a row. So let's say that, okay, they are the favourites, but let's upset that and let's beat them. Because we play at Anfield, we're in a stronger position. There's so many reasons why we can do well against them. We can control that midfield with our players who are younger and better. Our midfield in terms of DM and CM is stronger, better, quicker, faster than Man City. We've also got a more clinical attack who is better. I know Haaland's brilliant, but Haaland can be pocketed. Whereas with Liverpool, we've got a variety of goal scorers in Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, Diego Jota and Cody Gakpo. Plus our defense is 10 times better in terms of what we've done so far we have been the better defensive team. Konate, Van Dijk, best partnership, centre-back partnership in the world. And Alisson will be back by then. So, best keeper in the world will be behind them, covering off and making some top-class saves like he did at the Etihad last season, where he pulled off that incredible save against Phil Foden to keep us in the game, and then ultimately we draw 1-1. So yeah, I do think that there's some fantastic times ahead for Liverpool. I do wish you all the best, and yeah, catch up with you all soon. Goodbye.